I'm one of the few people who will say, I love red tape. I love a long sales cycle. And that's because, is anyone here in corporate currently? Okay, a lot of people, cool. So you are in the best training ground possible currently in corporate, and I'm gonna show you some of the things I picked up that you might be picking up, and why they were so valuable. So the first thing is structure brings freedom. So when I worked on the trading floor, I had to be on my desk at 7 a.m. sharp every single day. Otherwise, a French guy would yell at me. So it was critical. I had strict deadlines to meet. I had different kinds of stakeholders that I needed to work with, and whether it was dealing with that or just kind of that constant stress of having that structure, it actually became critical because now when I need to self-motivate or drive my team to meet a deadline, I have frameworks. People often feel that structure stifles creativity, but structure can actually be the foundation for creativity. The next, people skills are startup skills. So you're gonna hear this myth that I have to dispel that startups are somehow not political, and that's only for corporate, but startups are incredibly political, especially if you are venture-backed or you sell to other businesses. And so I'm constantly having to deal with different stakeholders, deal with egos. And when I was at Goldman, I was working with everyone from interns to partners where there were a lot of egos. And so whether it's navigating different hierarchies, this becomes an incredibly important asset. So those people skills that you get in corporate still translate to your startup skills. The next, bureaucracy is a feature, not a bug. So I sell to enterprises, and I'm one of the few people who will say, I love red tape. I love a long sales cycle. And that's because they are incredibly sticky, and it means you can get longer contracts. When I spent all this time reading documentation and dealing with bureaucracy hurdles, I actually was honing a new skill that leaves a lot of my competitors stuck at the first gatekeeper while I'm securing those enterprise contracts. Finding your values. So when you're living under someone else's set of values, that's where you really figure out your own. So whether it was a culture that didn't necessarily align with my personal values or hierarchies, I was given the opportunity to define what is actually important to me. So when I'm building my own company, I know what values are so important for my company. So I'm not just building a company that's different from corporate. It's intentionally different.